Okay, morning guys, welcome to day 4, week 3 of the Guildford City Fitness live stream. Thanks again as always to everyone who posted in the comments online about the stuff that they've been doing for the challenges. Good effort all around as always. We've had a chat about the fact that it's Easter, so time's completely got away from me. I didn't realise that Easter Sunday is this weekend. So we've decided that we're going to be doing no video tomorrow and Monday, so you can take the bank holiday weekend just to enjoy the time with your families and do whatever you're going to do. But that being said, I'll remind everyone at the end of the video as well, we're going to make sure that the videos are up. They already are up. You can go back and watch any of the old ones if you want, to make sure you're still doing something over the weekend, and follow the challenges through if you want. So again, no live stream tomorrow and no live stream on Monday. We'll be back on Tuesday. I'll remind you at the end again. So today's warm-up, we're going to start on the ground with dorsal pressing to sit back. So make sure you've got a drink nearby. Make sure the floor is clear, that you're using a mat if you need to, and that you're going to be aware of any niggles or injuries you might have that could impact you getting through the session as I've written it. So when you're ready, we're going to go dorsal pressing to sit back just 6 times through, and we'll move on. 2, 1, let's go. So just making sure when you go into your sit back, you've got your hands narrow. So if you want to work them in, just increases that lat stretch. You get a bit more range up here. Dorsal press, you keep your hips flat on the floor. Okay, then angry cat, happy cat. Keeping that uniform curve all the way from neck down to hip. And control your breathing as you do it. Last one. And then star jumps in 15 seconds. 2, 1. Still thinking about where your feet and knees go. Okay, relax. Then we'll go lunge and rotation. So you're going to go 4 on each side. Hands across the chest, so you can control the rotation a bit more. Try and control the rotation a bit more. Take a knee if you want. Just means you can focus on getting a bit more range through that rotation. Again, make sure that your back stays up straight the whole time. And then you're trying to get further on each rotation, further than you did before. Last one. Then leg swings. Side to side, same leg. Switch over to the second leg. And again, just double checking as you go through whether each leg feels the same. Compare side to side. So you can start thinking about how that will impact your session. Okay, back into jogging on the spot. Okay, then back down to the ground. We're going to start with the wall slides this time. Again, if you haven't got a door or enough room on the wall, Lying down's just fine. So put this in a few times this week so you can get practice with it and see if you've made any progress. So just as long as you make sure it's your elbows down on the ground, you're pushing in and trying to get your wrists as close as you can. Because if you go with fingertips, it's actually quite easy. Now at the bottom, you're pulling your shoulder blades down towards your hips and then reach them up and away overhead. Especially with all the scap stability work we've done over the last few days, you're really going to start to feel a bit of a pull around those parts of your shoulder. Okay, then scap press, no knees. Still making sure that you get a big rise in your spine at the top of each rep, so that when you come up to here, it might not look like it, but you're feeling more of a stretch in between your shoulder blades. Okay, then finish off with a bit more jogging. Throw in a high knee sprint, 3 seconds at a time, and then the second one in 2, 1, go. Third one, finish off in 2, 1, go. Okay, stop and get a drink. Finish off any other stretches that you think you need to get through the session. So today's one, you're going to start with a rear foot elevated squat. So you just use the chair that you would normally use for a hamstring bridge. Sorry, blanked out for a second there. So you're going to need to make sure that you've got a cushion that covers the side of the chair. So I'm going to mess around with a couple of different formats here. You make sure that you can rest. Normally, when the world's normal, I'd say you've got to put your toes down. But with the surfaces that I've tried it on, it's more stable if you have your foot flat like this and you're resting the top of your foot on that surface. From here, you just have to hop 1 or 2 times, and wherever your foot sticks is about the right split for you to go through. So from here, you go up and down, 40 seconds on each leg, then we'll switch. The same thing, and the main thing is to make sure that you're leaning forward rather than just collapsing down here. It does make it a lot easier, to be fair, but that's not what we're going for. So then into normal push-ups, and then reverse curl. So elbows down, like you're trying to make an arrow behind you, hands shoulder width apart. Reverse curl on your back, almost trying to replicate, but getting your legs close to your body like you would in a turn. So you go leg lower, legs close over your head, lower down. So it's just a bit more of a range of motion to control the curve of your back as you extend yourselves out. Then you've got streamline crunch, so you're going to stay on your back, feet on the floor, hands overhead, crunch up, get your stomach as small as you can. Then you're into side plank, so forearm variation today. Again, just making sure you've got a straight line from head to toe. And then split jump, do that on both sides. Then we go into split jump. 40 seconds of either alternating, like so. Just trying to make sure you jump as high as you can. Or you can do 20 seconds on one and then swap. So let's say 10 more seconds. Just to finish off your last little bits of warm up. And we're going to go into our split squat, rear foot elevated split squat. So I'm going to go left foot first just so you can see what the working leg's doing. Like I said, hop up and down to find where your stance has to be. And we're going in 3, 2, 1, Let's go. So like I said, I'm working on right, so left, so you can see it. So as you're going down, you also want to feel like you're leaning back so that your body can stay behind your knee and you stay upright. It does create a really big stretch in that back leg. You've got to have your toes facing the direction that you're facing. Make sure that as you go down, your knee's stable. So you want it facing forward the whole time. Last few seconds. 2, 1, relax. So 10 seconds off. Pulse over here. In 2, 1, let's go. So you don't necessarily have to go all the way down to the ground if you don't feel comfortable. It'll depend a lot on how high that surface is. So if you can get down to there, that's fine. If you haven't got a surface that's the right height, just do a normal split squat with your toes flat like that. So the more of the work is done with the lead leg. Hands can go wherever you want for balance. So if you feel better with your hands out in front, that's fine. Ooh. And relax. So number 1 done. Chair out of the way, then more onto push-ups. In 2, 1, go. Okay, last few seconds. 2, 1, relax. Into reverse curl, so straight over onto your back. So your feet overhead, and then extend down. 2, 1, go. So there, tuck them up really close, push them overhead. So it's almost like as you come up, you're using your abs to pull your knee up towards you, rather than just lifting your knee on a run. So you should feel it more in your lower abs than your hip flexors. Two, 1, relax. Send you on to streamline crunch. So again, depending on what you find easier, what you haven't done this week, you can put your feet up for a sky if you want, bigger range, more squeeze. 2, 1, go. Otherwise, just make sure, because it's a crunch, your hands stay behind your head rather than pulling you forward like that. Or hands cross chest and just let your abs do all the work. Sometimes the breath control, you want to breathe out hard as you go up and breathe in on the way down. Relax. Into side plank. Left side first. In 2, 1, go. So hopefully, because we front loaded all that scap stability work during the week, the forearm one should feel a little bit easier, but it's still going to give you a really good conditioning stimulus all around here. Again, if you want to make it a bit more challenging, hold a book up here for a bit more stability on both sides. 3, 2, 1, stop. And then 3, 2, 1, go. Or from here, again, you try and do star plank or leg raise, so that make sure your unit's not low way. It's a lot more challenging on your abductors, so the muscles on the outside of your hip, it's facing the ceiling. 2, 1, relax. Then we're in split jump. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So like I said, set yourself up in a split stance. You're going to squat down, land, switch over. Your main priority is going to be how safe you can land. So if you prefer having your feet here, going up like that, I would switch now so that you're on the other side. Everyone else carry on. But if you jump and wobble, it's much better just to concentrate on this. And 2, 1, relax. So round one out of the way, grab a drink. So I've had questions about this in the past, and a lot of how well you do split squats is going to depend on how much experience you've got with working off both legs. So even for a bit of context, if you think about weightlifting, when they go for split jerks, in competition they don't ever have to be able to land it on both sides. So you just get confident with working one way. A lot of my demonstrations, if I'm giving splits, I'll normally go left foot forward. So when you come to doing things like jumps, there's a bit more instability because you're leaving the floor and having to land again. So even this, I'm less confident about where my feet are going to be, which is why it becomes a really important part of this exercise in making sure that your landings are consistent. So the reason that we put it in is that because you're starting to challenge your motor control. So if you know where your feet are in space, that's going to have an impact on, one, the range of motion you can use effectively, in terms of being able to create that split and know where your feet land, so that if you did 100 jumps, you'd be more confident about where they are every time. So what you do if you're not so sure, is practice it. Best way to do that, start on your knee, so that you know where you're pushing down and applying force from. Go for a normal landing, take a knee. Because if you do take that knee and your feet are all over the place, so now they're too far, one in front of the other, the jump's going to feel garbage. You just won't feel that you haven't got any push. It's like a lot of people we've tried doing jumps off the block with your feet the other way around, it just feels weird. You might have the same strength, your mobility might even be the same, but the way that your brain and muscles try and coordinate that movement is going to be totally different if you haven't practiced it. So, bear that in mind. If you need to slow down on the split jumps, I'd recommend it, because even if you're just practicing the technique really well and concentrating, you'll get a lot more benefit for next time. So, have your drink. Second round's going to start in less than 10. So make sure your chair's ready. In 3, 2, 1, go. So as you go down here, make sure you're pushing to the back end of your front foot. So down here, all the push coming from the heel. So you should be able to feel a lot of effort being done in that front hip as well, because it bends so much at the front. We're halfway through now. Once you start to feel confident with that, make sure it's the middle of your foot. Okay, last 5 seconds. 2, 1, relax. So left foot on the ground in 2, 1, go. And again, just making sure that back foot is comfortable. So the one thing you don't want to be doing while you're trying to work here is balance that back foot. Because it's going to distract you, it's going to affect your technique. That'll take away from being safe. So perfectly normal to feel more of a burn in your back foot than your front leg sometimes, from all the stretching that's going on here. That's completely fine. Got 10 more seconds of this exercise. 2, 1, relax. Okay, then we're into push-ups again. So 3, 2, 1, go. So breath control is going to play a big part in this as well. Make sure you take a deep breath at the top, breathe out and re-go again after each one. Last 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Reverse curl. 10-second gap onto your back. In 3, 2, 1, go. So older ones, if you feel like your lower back starts to click or feel weird when you do the pullback, don't worry so much about throwing yourself over the top. Just curl your legs up, get as close as you can, go for that straight leg fall. So reverse curl is just a more coordinated version of leg lower. So down, two, one, relax. So then you're into streamline crunch. In 3, 2, 1, go. So again, if you are sticking with streamline, quite as soon as you feel that you're throwing your hands for range of motion, and try and keep your shoulders off the ground, so rather than collapsing at the bottom of everyone, you go up, hold, shoulders down to just before they touch, then go again, and then relax into side plank. In 3, 2, 1, go. Get elbow directly on the shoulder. So if you find that the cushion that you're using, you still have to mess with that because of all the abuse that I've put into it. If there's any gaps, just rearrange that instead. Okay, about 10 seconds left. Just make sure that you keep lifting your hips up from here. 3, 2, 1, relax. Other side. And then 3, 2, 1, go. Again, pushing your elbow down. Make sure you stay nice and level. Almost like there's a string on here that's lifting you up, rather than just lying on your side. The more you focus on doing something with each muscle, the easier it will be. So we've been squeezing my hips a lot there. Stop in 3, 2, 1, relax. Into split jumps to finish the round. In 3, 2, 1, go. So land, knee down, land and squat. Just to make sure that each one feels confident, and then your back is straight. It means the right muscles are doing the job. finish with a bit of a burner, and then relax. So drink time again, 2 more minutes break, and on to the final round. You might find that going from the single leg split squat isn't actually that hard compared to some of the other things we've done, but because you're replicating, because you're using the same kind of contraction, the same kind of leg action as the jump, it makes the jumps a lot harder. So it becomes more about control and then power endurance, because you're trying to make sure that the back end of that 40 seconds is just as explosive as the first. A minute left on the rest. Okay, make sure you've got enough air in the room, so open windows if you have to. Make sure you've got plenty of drink. And just make sure that your kit's set up ready to start the round on time. And then after round 3 we'll do the cool down, talk through the challenge. I hope everyone's had a chance to look at Kate's nutrition talk. If you haven't, go onto the club YouTube. It's all been uploaded to there as well. But again, just a lot of really practical tips for you to implement into your day-to-day during the lockdown, and just ways of amending your meals just so that you're trying to maintain weight and you can just stay feeling positive and stay happy. Right, last chance for a drink, and we're going to start again on left leg, right leg for me, split squat. In 3, 2, 1, go. So if I was on my own and I feel happier with this split, which I definitely do, that might be a reason to start the other way around. So if you start on the side that you don't feel so confident with, you'll have a bit more energy, mental and physical, to worry about how well you're doing it. This leads to more quality. Make sure your knee doesn't move during each rep. Last 5 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, swap. Uh, 3, 2, 1, go. Make sure you don't fall off the side of the chair. Arms again, whatever you feel happy with for balance. You could even go overhead. You could even hold something if you feel confident doing this. Make sure that you don't lean when you shouldn't. So if you start to fall forward like this, it's better just to wait a few seconds. 5 seconds left on the split squat. 2, 1, relax. Into push-ups. 3, 2, 1, go. You start to struggle onto your knees or use a belt. Just concentrate on breathing and hip and back position. Don't cross your ankles so your body gets used to this position. Last 10 seconds. Relax. So you're into reverse curl. In 3, 2, 1, go. If you want to get more range, you can push your hands down into the floor, just keep your legs over, and then catch them. So the further you get, the more you brace here to stop them from falling, so it becomes, rather than 3, 2, 1, last rep, and stop in the streamline crunch. So from lower to upper. 3, 2, 1, go. And regress it when you need to. Halfway there. Again, try and keep your head neutral. Last 10 seconds. So all the pull comes from here, rather than throwing your chin and lifting your head. 2, 1, relax. Into side plank. Then finish off on jumps. 3, 2, 1, go. Am I still in shot? So almost at the end of the round again, lift, imagine there's a belt around you, lifting your hips up. 2, 1, relax. Three, 2, 1, go. So again, find that pushing my wrist down, it's helping me find a bit more stability, but it's not compromising form. So if you want to try and do the same thing, see how it feels. It's probably just adds a bit more stability to your shoulder, so you can concentrate a lot more on your hips and your obliques. 3, 2, 1, stop. 10 more seconds rest. Finish on split jump. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. So start on the ground. Land normally. Land. So you do 20 seconds here. One more. Switch sides. So notice it looks a bit more coordinated. It's easier to pull off. We're still practicing coordination. 3, 2, 1, and relax. So well done, guys. It's not easy going from a single leg lower body exercise and then finishing around on a split jump variation. So like we said, if you haven't got a chair that's probably about knee height off the ground, maybe even a little bit lower, it's much more beneficial just to put a few books on the ground to do those rear foot elevated squats, because just having your foot up a little bit does make it a lot more challenging. And beyond that, if you're not too confident yet, you can still just do a normal split squat and then try and finish the end with jumping. So, quad stretch to begin the cool down. Again, hopefully, I know with the lockdown and everything, you'll be homebound probably, but it'd be cool to hear what you're all up to over Easter. Let us know what you end up doing. The weather's meant to be good. Could be a chance to be out in the garden. And switch sides. 2, 1, go. And as long as you stick to your garden and don't go out on the beach like some people have been. Get a side on V. Maybe a bit tougher than normal from all the quad work you've done. But even if you find that you start to give way at your core and your knees settle out in front, it's better just to hold that where it is than to cheat to get your knee back in position. And stop Hamstring stretch. So the single leg with a reach overhead. 2, 1. So one leg down. Try to reach by switch sides. As you can see, so one leg down. Right foot forward, left hand overhead. Try and touch. And concentrate on breathing. You might feel a bit more stretch hamstring as well as lat. Switch sides. So again, concentrate on getting that stretch on the left side first. Take your other hand. So then having the weight of your arm in front of you, you'll start to just pull your core down a little bit more instead of you flexing your back actively. Relax. So we'll go pitch and stretch. So I'll go right, so I'm facing the right way for the camera. So right leg on the ground, foot towards you. I'm just going to hold this so you'll look my knee is in line with my heel. I'm just leaning forward, almost like a 3-point Superman. Just going to hold that position. And if you start to breathe and relax, your knee might fall down. Again, still support your back. It's better than, if you can go lower, that's good. Just make sure your shin doesn't change. So if you do that, it makes it too easy and it defeats the purpose. Switch sides. So again, foot to the camera, knee in line, over the top. So this does feel easier than it did last week. If your knee just starts to sink, still hold that body position. So I'm definitely not getting as low on this side, but I know it's working the right muscles because my shin hasn't changed position. It's still pointing at the camera. Relax. Into lat. 2, 1, go. So as always, just want to make it a bit easier. Make sure the surface is stable. Something comfy to kneel on. Just push your head to your elbows and twist away from the side you want to stretch. So if I turn away from the camera, I'm going to hit my left lat. Relax and go back in. And then push your hips away from the side you want to stretch as well. And switch sides, same position. It's always good to know I said add levels on, so start with twist and then go hips. You can mix it up as well, so if you want to go into position and move the hips first, you can even kneel away. So the more you get your hips away from your shoulder blade, the more you're going to feel it. Relax. Turn into chest to finish off. More leverage. So again, we may have mentioned it briefly, but focusing on breathing is going to help, again, just reinforce that signal to your brain that it's time to start switching from exercise into recovery. So actually that's what if you are talking, it can, depends who you are, it can help if it distracts you and you relax more, as long as you concentrate. But some other people, so kind of quieter personalities that like to think a lot, if you're doing this and you focus on your breathing, that in itself will start to relax your muscles. Okay, and then all the way. So we're going to try it. If you hold the position, you should be on the other side now, but you won't see me over there. So, Focusing on breathing, don't move, and just see if that starts to switch you off and see if that relaxes that sensation. Leave it there. So once again, you'll repeat now then one more time at the end. No live stream tomorrow and Monday, so you can enjoy the bank holiday with your families and make the most of your Easter. Again, make sure if you haven't yet that you take part, do that Guildford City egg decoration competition. Just post your submissions to Twitter or email them to Lee. I think so anyone, as long as we have it, Richard will judge them. We'll declare the winner over the weekend. And challenge today, number 4. It's the respect challenge. So again, NPS have organised a Zoom call so we can count each other's reps on this. Should be really fun. Looking forward to seeing all of you there. So you've got 100 burpees, 100 bicycle crunches, and 100 up downs. You've got to do all of them in any order you want. Start a timer on rep 1, stop the timer when you finish your final rep, and then post your time online. So using hashtag GCSE, hashtag your squad name, and then hashtag respect. So any questions or comments, put them in the comment section, and then if there's anything else, make sure you go back and watch the nutrition talk with Kate. Again, can't say it enough, like the girls have put a great amount of effort in to the performance support series, and I think there's always something for anyone on there, whether you're a swimmer or not. So make sure if anyone that might be interested gets a chance to watch it, let them know. So that's it from me today, and then from everyone else at Guildford City, to everyone who's a swimmer or a parent, whether you're in the club or not, have a great day, and thanks for watching.